Hello, everybody, and welcome to Financial Fridays with Dawn, where I come to you each and every Friday to empower you to live a happier, healthier, and wealthier lifestyle. Well, today's topic is going to be on the discussion of fees, particularly mutual fund fees. A lot of people don't realize that mutual fund companies, in their prospectus, they don't have to disclose certain fees that you're unaware of. So I just want to make sure we're clear on that, so that way you could evaluate how much you're really paying in cost versus going with an advisor who is fee-based. And you'll see, typically, you're going to pay more just by sticking with straight mutual funds instead of being with a fee-based advisor. So, for example, let's start with, there's three different shares, well, the main three shares of mutual funds. There is A shares, which you're going to pay an upfront commission, usually about 5.75%, and then there's break points, of which they'll give you a discount for having a certain amount of money. So that's a one-time upfront fee that you pay. Then they don't have a back-end fee, but there's 12b1 fees. So that's usually anywhere between 0.6 to 0.8%, could be as high as 1%, depending on the particular fund. And actually, I've even seen over 1% for that. Now, that's all you're going to see in the prospectus. They have what they call transaction costs, which are hidden in the turnover costs, which they don't fully disclose. And this is that every time you buy and sell something, there's a transaction cost. There's also the bid-ask spread, but all you really need to know is the turnover cost. So that could be anywhere, it's usually about 1.24 to 1.25%. So now for average fund, you're looking at about 2%, plus you paid that upfront fee to get in. So you pay that fee once, that upfront fee, but then 2% is every single year you're paying, and you're not seeing that. You're going to see that you're paying the 12b1 fee, which is 0.6 to 0.8. That's what you'll see. So now most people they work with an advisor, so they're going to charge a wrap fee on top of that. So that's usually 1.25. So you're looking at easily 3% or more every single year that you're paying. Now, you're not going to see it on your statement, because you know why they do that? They take those costs, the cost of turnover and all those fees out before they give you your percent. So say, let's just use an example, you earn 10%. So you're going to see that you earned 7, when in actuality you earned about 10. We'll take out the 12b1 fees because they disclose that. But just so you get the idea, you're paying more than you think that you really are paying. So for example, someone who charges 2.48 as their top fee, and then it goes down from there every single year, and you have other features like downside protection, you have an active money manager, you're better off. You're paying less in fees than you are with just a mutual fund, and you have all those other added benefits. And now the one major inefficiency with mutual funds is they are terrible. Tax efficiency is horrible. There is no tax efficiency. So this is only for non-qualified accounts. IRAs, this doesn't really apply. So this is just for those non-qualified assets. And you may ask, what's non-qualified? This is just money you put into an account that you pay taxes on every year. So highly inefficient for that. Just ask the people in 2008 when they lost money and they still had to pay capital gains tax. So you're lumped in with everyone else, why it's better to have your own cost basis, which you don't have that in mutual funds. Also with mutual funds, you're stuck to that specific mandate for that mutual fund. So they can't decide, like if you're in large cap growth, they can't just go to cash, because that's not in the mandate for what their fund should be invested in. Okay, so now let's go to the next share class of mutual funds. B shares. So here there's no upfront fee, but there is a back end load if you get out within 7 years before that time, because then it'll convert to A shares. So if you get out within, like say a year or two, you're going to pay 5% to get out. Now you also have those 12b1 fees, which now they're higher in that. So that's about 1.5% usually. And then again, they still have those transaction costs, so another 1.25. So you're looking at easily, what is that? So what is that, 3.5, even more. Yeah, 3.75%. So that's the B shares. Then there's C shares. So here again, now there's no fee to get in. Again, you're going to pay the 12b1 fees, usually 1 to 2% now, because it's a little bit higher. And then you also have, I'm sorry, that was the back end charges to get out. If you get out within a year, you're going to pay 1 to 2% to get out. Over a year, there is no back end charge to get out. Now the 12b1 fees, again, they're going to be higher, like 1.5% or higher on that. So again, easily you're paying 3.25 to 4.75% every single year, and that's not disclosed. So that's So mutual funds are really expensive. They're inefficient when it comes to taxes, and you don't have the ability for someone to sit in there and actually move the money as you do with a private money manager who is looking at investing in stocks and making up their own portfolio and doing all their analysis. So that's the real cost. And now let's just make people, they tell me, well, I'm in Vanguard. Okay, Vanguard is not in business to give away free stuff. You don't pay a load, but still they have a lot. They got to keep the lights on. They have a lot of employees. They got to pay for all that. And to invest those funds, they're still paying those costs. So let's break it down. I just ran the Vanguard Growth Fund. And where I get this information is personalfund.com. You could go there and you can see these actual costs for yourself. So the symbol is VIGRX. The expenses ratio is 0.17, which includes a 12B1 fee. But the cost of turnover, like I said, is 1.24. So that's 1.41% every single year to be in a Vanguard fund where you're not watching anything. It's just basically you're in that one fund. So that's what you're really paying. You're not just paying that 0.17. There's no loads, but it's more like 1.41 every year, not 0.17. So there is a cost to even be in no load funds. Now let's look at another popular fund, which is the American Funds Growth Fund of America. I'm looking at Class A. So to get in at one point, the first time you put money in, let's say it's about 50,000 or so, 5.75% is the upfront load. The expense ratio is 0.62%. Again, not the entire picture. The cost of turnover is at 1.24%. So now we're at 1.86% every year. But hold on, we didn't add the advisor if they have you in a wrap fee. So typical advisors charge 1 to 1.5% when they're doing those type of accounts. So now you're looking at 2.86% to 3.11% every single year, and you paid that 5.75% to get into the fund. That is just a lot of expenses that you don't need to be paying. So I hope this was helpful and that you realize what you really are paying in those mutual funds. And there is a cost. So when you get an advisor that tells you, oh, don't go pay someone who does fee-based because they're a lot more expensive. That's not the truth. Mutual funds cost typically a lot more than to be in a fee. So we saw it here, like 3 to 4% every single year versus someone who has a sliding scale like 2.48 and down, and all the benefits that you do get. So I would love to sit down with you and look at your personal investment portfolio and show you where the inefficiencies are and show you how my firm could solve those problems for you and help get you on track and allocate you to specifically what your investment goals are. So reach out to me at 215-660-0288, or you could go send me a message here. Also go to my website, dsfinancialstrategies.com. And also, if you email me, I'll send you a copy of the book that I have. It explains, it's called Mutual Funds Exposed. And it goes into great detail, all these costs and how they operate. So I'd love to send you that. So send me an email and I will get that right out to you. And as always, I hope you have a great weekend and I empower you to live a happier, healthier, and wealthier lifestyle. Have a great day.